I don't have any data. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Ooh. You know, you can watch this game with me, Jessica, and play it with me. It's like a story. Alright, next time I play a game like this. This might be the last game like this, though. Hey, everybody. What remains of Edith Finch? I am on... Well, let's say a ferry. I wouldn't say it's like... Yeah, oh, but I'm so smart. Puget Sound ferry lines. Normal travel anywhere in the blah blah blah. Cannery is a red Solo cup. I have a backpack that's blue, I guess. I'm really colorblind. Oh, Edith Finch. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, that's my save book, it seems. Puget Sound. Alright, so I'm from there.
This isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that.
Wait, I wanted to read the first thing.
Start at the beginning with the house.
Brother Milton disappeared when he was 4. Jesus Christ.
My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4.
Oh my god.
It was like the house just swallowed him up.
The house did? Date missing, October 23rd, 2003. Date of birth, 92. I don't know what year it's supposed to be. It's like 2010, I think. I don't know. He was 11 when he disappeared. Did they say when he was 4? Did I already find a mistake in the game? So he's Indian, half Indian. So I'm half
Someone
Indian.
had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
That's true. Okay, I can run. I can look at flowers. Shift to zoom in. Oh, I can't run. It's just zoom in. Spacebar. All right.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
All right. She says she lived here until she was 11, but she said her brother disappeared when he was 4. But it said he disappeared when he was 11. So am I him? Did I just figure out the whole game immediately? From looking at that poster? I mean, this is like a fantasy world. You know what I mean? Like, this is really nice. So, like, she's misremembering, or she's created memories. Or this is just like a wacky world.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Can I take them?
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Wait, funeral? So they do have cameras and stuff. So maybe they are rich and have to live in a wacky, wacky house.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
There's 2 paths. Why did I go down this path? I mean, I don't think there's like exploration and stuff, right? I feel like I'm just... Oh, I found something. Another missing poster. Bunch of missing posters. Did she not say he disappeared when he was 4? Or maybe I'm exploring a little too much. I figured out the whole game already, Jessica.
The truth is,
Sorry.
even after I inherited
Cherokee.
the house,
You call me
I never
babe.
thought
Cherokee.
I'd go back to it.
You call me babe.
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Why don't you say something, Woods? I mean, there's no picking up items here, so. But now I'm gonna have to go all the way back around, because I
The
definitely...
house was exactly like I remembered it. The way I'd been dreaming about it.
I mean, it's a pretty fucking crazy house. I mean, you can't give me two pathways in a video game. Like, I want to just walk into the house now because of the music, but I also didn't go down this path, so I have to go down the path. You know, it's the only thing I can possibly do in this world. There's gonna be nothing. Ah! I definitely can't go that way. See? I definitely should have went this way. So there are live animals.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Oh, achievement unlocked. It said all roads. That went on both roads. I'm not missing any part of Edith. I got the achievement, right? Can I go back? Yeah. Since you've been gone, Edith Finch, you've been gone. Since you've been gone, you are your brother. You had a sex change. You don't remember. It's like sleepaway camp. Oh, they had a big lizard thing in the pond as well. That's pretty crazy. Oh no, it's wait, is it supposed to look like that? Yeah, it is. That definitely looks like a lizard head. Really? They got slide, like they're
I
rich.
asked Edie once
Oh.
about the dragon in the pond.
My God, there we go.
She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Who's Edie? Edie was a grandma. Alright, so Evie and Odin. No, that isn't. 1880, 1970, 2010.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
The house is a metaphor for her own sexuality, I think. It's definitely a little slow. I need a mod to make it go faster. No, I didn't want to go in.
Going through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Can I leave?
The power had been turned off the night we left.
I didn't want to leave. Alright, whatever. I'm sure the front door was unlocked. Okay. I mean, there's a car still here, and like things look fresh.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Oh, she was 4 when he disappeared, I think.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
What?
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Milton? I really do like these games where you have like a really lived-in crazy house.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
I hear that draft. Oh, we have a view.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
What happened? How long ago was this?
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
A lot of cooking books.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Louis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
That was easy.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Okay. Whale Shark Train 249.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
All the rooms are sealed up with all the dead people. That's cray. Too many books, huh?
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Hmm? Where was he dead?
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Okay.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
There he is. Good old Odin. Oh shit, there's more stuff.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Maybe Milton just ran away with his dad or something?
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
What?
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
I really don't know who they mean when she talks about these people. Edie is the grandma. So why would she ever seal the doors?
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Okay.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I like this little area over here. No, Molly, yes.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. My Halloween candy was all gone.
I'm definitely gonna cry a lot.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Well, I hope so. See monsters or anything?
I kept eating and eating.
That's pretty gross.
You just eat the toothpaste or something?
I ate a lot of things that night.
Oh, someone else did? There's someone else?
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly,
Oh god.
I was a cat.
What?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Wait.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Where's the grass?
Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
I'm sorry, bunny rabbit.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
No.
Suddenly, I was a shark.
I'm almost at the water.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Oh.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
What the hell is this?
I was big, and I moved real quiet.
Ah.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have.
Okay.
So I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh my god, am I coming out of the toilet?
I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Okay, I mean, it was nice that you get to read little fantasy stories, but not really.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
I guess good for Molly. Look, babe, quick.
What?
You missed it. It was a kitty cat.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch
Uh
house.
oh.
My mom was furious. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to
So
go.
it's kind of an island, yeah.
For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
What an idiot.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Mm-hmm.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Mm-hmm.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
How do I get out of here?
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Great-grandma had always been the family's biggest fan.
Oh, nice bathroom.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
So beautiful. Demon. Never mind, it was just a tree. Which one of these mirrors is the worst mirror ever made in the world? Do I go through the window again? I guess not. Penguin Man? So much to look at. I mean, there is a door here. Why would you want me to go in this door? Oh. I'm dumb.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Ben gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
God, what am I, a superhero? It's a pretty cool room. I want this room.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
I'm gonna fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
Getting a little dizzy.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Am I really killing him right now? I have to
think
kill
he'd
this little
already
boy.
made up his mind.
Someone has to watch me. That's when you do.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
This is so sad.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
What happened in real life, you think? He just like fell
Colin's
off?
story felt strangely familiar. When
The
I was
real life
younger,
story?
I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
What?
Hmm?
It's a real life story?
No.
You said real life.
And like, I mean like, cause like, you're watching people's lives and
Did he fall off?
how they lived.
Did he do it?
And it's like a little bit fantastical, so I feel like it's like, you know.
Edie roped off Calvin's
Did he
half
do
of the
it?
room.
What?
Did he jump off?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I put him around a bunch of times and he flew in the sky, but like, you know, in real life, he probably went really, really high and fell off and hurt himself and died from a broken neck or something, which is really
Or he
sad.
didn't die in this?
Mom said Grandpa
Oh, he's
Sam
dead.
enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Who are these people then? I want to go back. Come on. I don't understand what it wants me to do with the stupid thing sometimes. No! Oh my god. Yeah, I'm reaching the hand. Okay.
The passages were a pretty tight fit.
Why is there
They'd
wine
obviously
everywhere?
been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Look, orange tabby cat, it says. The wine.
There's a hint that there's one everywhere.
Oh, this helps me, right? Okay. Shortcut.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Whoever helped people with their rooms is really nice.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Uh-oh. This is gonna be scary.
Oh, Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate
This is
family.
gonna be scary.
I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan, and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh. Scary. They allowed to use that music? Why are they allowed to use this music?
She found Rick's crack.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh no.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house. The monsters had come to surprise her.
What is happening?
Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately,
I don't get it.
so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick. He disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
I'm not sure I understand what's happening.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I'm gonna have a lot of dreams about this and nightmares. I always dream about like rooms with
the music box.
houses with secret rooms.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Where's the music box? In the hallway?
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Very sad. I mean, this is very similar to Gone
Mom's the
Home,
basement
honestly.
was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
What the hell is this?
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
What the fuck?
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake.
I might not be able to see you.
But I need to stop living the same day,
What?
even if it kills me.
Can I talk?
You owe me $800.
Whatever's out
I
there,
wanted us to go home.
I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Do you want to go out? Want to go to Katz's Deli?
Just in my head.
Especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
You knew that was coming.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
I mean, if he had this hold the whole time, he was not really
Or
trapped,
bury
right?
something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Oops. Where would the train be going last? Where was it? Oh, okay. Around this hill. That's crazy.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
My God, who am I?
And the history you're a part of.
It's not a bad beach. I wish they had like a little area down here, like a little outside deck area and like stuff.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
I see some nice lights over there. Is there real people in the world? It's just so scary when they have these things where you know there's no other people.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. you look at the house,
Mm-hmm.
that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness,
Mm-hmm.
any of it seems possible.
I hear sleeves.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Mm.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Mm-hmm.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my
Derpy.
fault.
Derpy, Derpy Jr., Burpy, Chirpy, Furpy, Lurpy, and Zerpy. Zoe, Coco, Tucker, Charlie, Daisy, Lucy. And some unnamed fish and stuff. Oh, Bailey, Shadow, Christopher. That was the fish. Molly's fish. Shotzi, Oliver, Bailey.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea.
Mm.
My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Ooh, secret area over here, definitely, right? No. Item?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Mm.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday. And find everything out for
How
myself.
long has this been? Like, why do you mean someday?
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
What? What? Twist. She's 22 weeks pregnant. 4 times 20. That's like 6 months, right? What room is this? I don't want to break through. Looks like just storage, attic stuff. Garage. Oh, it's the garage, right? Oof. Why is she so pregnant?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
She's only 17 too, and she's pregnant for 6 months.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Airline ticket. So we are in Washington. No wonder everyone's so depressed.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are. Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Where is she?
Nothing quite like being outside.
Oh, it's hard. She's taking the pictures. Is he peeing on me?
Oop. A little more gas in the tank.
Oh.
Hold still on.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
That was an important one. Oh.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that.
She's killing
okay?
a fawn, and she's Dawn.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Oh, wait, what? That's so stupid. Oh my god, it's so stupid.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
Ooh! I mean, he kind of deserved that, right? Oh, did she fall off too, though? That'd be really sad.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Why? What the fuck?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
You want me to stop at 11, Jess?
Is that okay?
Yeah, you owe me though. Let's read the entire divorce contract. In the Circuit Court for the 5th Judicial Circuit in and for Orcas Island, Washington. In re. Marriage of Kay Carlisle, petitioner wife, and Sam Finch, respondent husband. Case number 214-DR-835. Blah, 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 blah. Divorce contract. Lawsuit has been filed as well. There's some in the Circuit Court. Okay. Oh my god.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh, I'm a little babe. I'm just a little babe.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Me too. Ghost ducks.
Hand over, Gregory. It's time to...
Wow, real person.
Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Oh, this is an achievement.
What his world was like.
This is sad. It's about like how kids die and they had a beautiful life anyway because they all.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Gunshot? Time for me to kill myself.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
Maybe I won't die. Maybe I want to save myself.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
No, I'm dead.
I'm sure he's happy.
That's pretty sad.
I want you to be happy.
I'd probably be crying if I was playing this in the morning time.
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
He was 1. That's why you don't give your kids bads.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Well, there's like a nice tent. At least they set up a tent.
Father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. Make him cry.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Fuck you, bro. Fucking asshole parents getting remarried. Just kill yourself.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
I am the wind.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
Who wrote that?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, that's so nice. My wife.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Ooh.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to
Wow,
that.
it's so nice up here.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last.
Like a homeschool place? It's fucking freaky, bro.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Blood? Ink? Paint.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Milton.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Alright, she was 4. I think I'm just gonna pee really fast. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, old my viewers. I'm a Twitch affiliate.
Mom spent months searching for my
What?
mother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
What the hell could it possibly be?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
What is this? Oh, the stairs don't really go too much of a place, do they? Oh.
Lewis's room smelled very, very...
Finally, a good room.
That part of him lived on. He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
I mean, let's do it. His monitors are a little weird. Otherwise, it's got the coolest fucking room in the world. Lewis Finch is the coolest man. Who's Lewis again?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Dinosaur.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Diablo 2.
Daydreaming at the cannery, I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
I'm gonna cut my hand off in the slicer, right?
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Okay.
Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
I didn't want to crash.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows.
This is retarded.
He followed the sound of her electric sitar.
What?
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
I have a DS or a thing.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
I still see the cannery.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Calico? Be like cocaine cat? Heroin cat? It's like crazy Disney bullshit. It's like it's a small world.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have
No,
met him.
he sounds like an insane person. Where's that Calico thing? The wise Calico. Is that a cat? I don't know.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
What a moron.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
This is my room? Was I the youngest? Am I the youngest? No, because her brother was younger. Wait, no, it wasn't. She is the youngest. Yeah.
One way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Who's my husband? Who got me pregnant?
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Wow, it's like it's really sealed.
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
I'm not really sure what's happening.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Do we have Jesus Christ's sarcophagus in the old house or something? And we're like punished by God?
No.
Maybe.
I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned
Oh, come on!
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Grandma, no.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
I was supposed to be doing the hand thing, sorry.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Don't Finch.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Get out of Washington.
Until I found out about you.
Who am I? Who am I?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
How am I a Finch?
If we lived forever, maybe we'd
Oh,
have
it's her
time to
baby.
understand
It's her
things.
baby.
But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
I would appreciate how brief it is.
This journal was supposed to be for you.
She's dying in childbirth? Also, I'm what remains of her. That's her vagina
I hope
opening.
I'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
I'm a boy, at least. So it's kind of like me in real life. Get the fuck out of there, bro. Move to Egypt. You're gonna get killed by a chicken falling on your head in 2 minutes. I just finished the game as you put your hand up. So in the whole house they had a demonic rune. Front room is the excavator in the book of him. In the book of the dead. Why is the engineer an old guy? Oh, the replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Select Edith? What? Okay, I mean, it was beautiful, right? What were my, achievements I got from that? Oh, a 3 out of 9? Fuck. What are the other achievements? Look at all people in telescopes long enough to hear Edith's commentary. Come on. I caught 2 routes with just 2. I double clicked on once. That's so stupid. Oh, at the drunken sailor now. I don't remember a pool table. I was gonna not go the name into the bathtub. All right. It was really you know. That's pretty sad. I'll read more about it. And then I'm gonna go to sleep now. I'll be on tomorrow with Hearthstone and then a new game probably.